Chairman Brown.
Here.
Senator Moon. Senator Gannon.
Here.
Senator Koenig. Senator McCreary. Senator Razor. Senator Schwar.
All right, we have a quorum.
I'm here.
This is the only bill we're going to hear today. Senator Rowden's, you all know the drill. Senator Rowden, whenever you are ready.
As long as Jim's good, everybody's good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Proud to be here today to present Senate Bill 7, which deals with the protection of data for Missourians. This bill has three main parts to it. One is the creation of the Chief Data Office and outlines the responsibilities therein. I'll talk about that in a minute. Secondly, it prohibits the TikTok app on state-run devices. And then the third deals with consumer personal data protection. The impetus is just in a new world that we live in relative to data and the amount of data that state departments are gathering, and then more specifically the accessibility of that data for Missourians. I think this is meant to be a conversation and maybe a framework for what that would look like. So the Chief Data Office includes a Chief Data Officer, which would be responsible for developing policies to respond to breaches, deal with regular interactions with executive branches, establishing levels of sensitivity, etc. The prohibition of the TikTok devices is pretty on state devices is pretty self-explanatory, and then the consumer personal data protection, the third component, stems from languages similar to something that passed in Utah a few years ago, I think, that really just kind of continues the idea of clarifying and setting the framework for the interaction of Missourians with these entities relative to the ability of them to have access to their data. It is not designed to be anything other than helping Missourians feel comfortable and confident that that the data that the state has on them is being used appropriately and that they have access to it. So we happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator. Are there any questions for Senator Rowden? All right, seeing none, first witness to testify in favor of, please come forward. Are there any witnesses to testify in opposition? Any? Okay. Go ahead, Noel, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the record, Noel Torpy with Vellatora. Apologize, the expert witness couldn't be here today, but Vellatora is an HIE, Health Information Exchange. And, we want to thank the Senator for filing this bill. We really think it's important to have someone, an extra layer of security on data, on such important information. And so we strongly support this piece of legislation.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the witness? All right, seeing none. Next witness to testify in favor of, please come forward. Are you presenting on the sub, Senator? Or
Yes,
my
apologies. Thank you.
Jessica, whenever you're ready.
Chairman, members of the committee, Jessica Pabst on behalf of University of Missouri Healthcare. And we would like to thank Senator Rowden for filing this bill. We support the entire bill, specifically the section regarding the Chief Information Officer.
Any questions for the witness? I have one.
Great.
Do you feel like you'd be qualified to be this Chief Data Officer?
Absolutely not.
All right. Next witness to testify in favor of the bill, please come forward. Are there any other witnesses to testify in favor of the bill? Opposition? Whenever you're ready.
Thank you, members of the committee. Mr. Chairman, my name is Arnie C. A.C. Dienoff, State Public Advocate, and I'm opposed to this bill for the following reasons. We don't need to grow our government. We don't need yet another office, another layer, another bureaucracy. We have professionals currently on staff in the Department of Administration, the Department of Management, in every department of the state government. I believe we have 16 departments. They all have their professional IT staff. We have employees and directors of IT in all these departments. We have adequate protections for data protection. I feel that this is a unnecessary expense to Missouri taxpayers. It's just another layer and another office to track people, to track people's information, to keep this data. I like the way that we are running our data and our technology ways currently. When it comes to TikTok devices, I would ask for the sponsor to consider a amendment for the exemption of law enforcement officers or agents, our Missouri courts, the Department of Social Services, the Department of Mental Health, and the Department of Youth Services. I believe that it's very important because a lot of children of our state use TikTok. If they would become missing, if they would be abducted, if it would have something to do with their TikTok video, I feel that allowing our state professionals in law enforcement, the courts, and the juvenile area and mental health, if somebody might be taking their life or possibly committing suicide or attempting committing suicide, I feel that not allowing these officers and the state employees to have access to TikTok would prohibit their investigative measures to save a life. For those reasons, I'm opposed to this bill, and I feel that it's a waste of taxpayer money.
All right, thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions for the witness? All right, seeing none. Are there any other witnesses testifying in opposition to the bill? Are there anybody here to testify in informational purposes only? All right. Thank you, Senator Rowden. Do you have any other closing comments? No. All right, thank you. If there's no other business come before the committee, I move to adjourn. Do I have a second? Got a second? We're adjourned.